there are also some really interesting potential upsets that are on the schedule. A lot of there's a lot of 2, 3, 4 point spread games. But then there's also some that I think you and I are both willing to pick an underdog pick. This is rushing the field after all. So the one I'm picking would not necessarily rush the field because they are on the road, but I am picking Memphis plus 6.5 over Florida State. Now, I think I'm going to pick them to win. This is a Florida State team. Yes. Come on. Yes. Joshua is nodding in case you can't see this.
I'm nodding hard.
Whew. Okay. DJ Uiagalelei, not capable of winning a game for Florida State, when the game is on the line, stepping up. Huge drop off defensively at multiple levels of the defense for Florida State. And listen, they have not looked good against either of the teams that played in Georgia Tech and BC. Now they finally got a break, but there is clearly a formula for how to beat and how to play Florida State. Memphis is one of the top group of 5 teams. They're contending for the group of 5 spot in the CFP. Huge game, huge game for them. And Florida State is just reeling. I just don't think that they have the right players this season. This is normal. It's normal to rebuild after you have all these star guys that come together for a special season that guys came back for. It's normal that there's a drop off. This drop off is really significant. And I think obviously the message boards, everyone will be in free fall if they start the season 0-3. But I'm going to take Memphis to do it. I think that they are going to make some noise. It's going to be a huge feather in the cap for a CFP spot.
I agree. I'm with you. A lot of people have picked Memphis to be the group of 5 representative in the college football playoff this year. It's a good football team. Florida State, as of right now, very bad football team. Everything you said. Defensively, they're not what they were supposed to be. We heard people talking about best defensive line in the country. They look like a high school defensive line right now. And I'm trying to be kind as I say this. DJU, my favorite part of watching the games is when they put the graphics up and it's DJU is 4 of 5 for passes behind the line of scrimmage. And he's 0 of 7 for passes that traveled more than 5 yards down the field. It is real bad right now. So I'm there with you. I'm going to give my pick, but I'm also pat myself on the back real quick. My pick from last week actually did rush the field. I had Illinois beating Kansas. That was a good game there. So hopefully I can keep my streak going here. We've got LSU. They're at South Carolina. South Carolina 6.5 point underdog. I'm going with the Gamecocks in this one. LSU didn't necessarily look great in week 2. I think they were playing McNeese. They gave up a ton of points in that game. I'm looking at South Carolina, who's playing at home. It's going to be a nationally prominent game. They've got College Game Day there. It's going to feel different for the players. And for Shane Beamer, I think he's got to get a big win. There's a lot of pressure for him to get a big win, more so than there is for LSU to beat South Carolina. And so I like the dynamics that play into this one. I certainly think it is going to be close, but I like South Carolina to pull off the upset.
I was so close to picking this one too, because Shane Beamer's South Carolina teams have done this, right? When there's really no great reason to believe that they have momentum or going to have a shot against a top 10 team, they do it. So I thought about that as well. Also don't trust LSU. That was a close game for far too long.
I don't trust them either.
And when Brian Kelly is having meltdowns in week 1, and he's banging the table and the water bottle's flying, just not a great vibe to start the season. So I think that's also a great pick. And yes, shout out to Illinois for promoting the pod by rushing the field for them as well.
We love that. It was a very gentle rush though. There were a lot of people.
It was a slow
the concourse, walking down the stairs to get there.
Yeah, I didn't realize, was that the only way to go, or it was just kind of a casual rush? But still, really good win over Kansas. Kansas fans are not happy about playing Illinois in general, but also that they lost that game.